Hey guys, welcome to the show. You know what it is, man. It's a podcast where we talk about anything and everything. It's Man Chatter that I host with two of my greatest friends. The first one of them is little man, 5'3 3/4, John.
Hootie hoo! Yo, you talk too much, man.
Hey man, listen, that's what it is. The next of them is 5'6 3/4, Danny.
5'8", and please don't refer to me as your friend anymore. Hit the intro, man.
Yo, what are you doing right now?
The big V. Look, man.
All right, man. Let's just jump right into this shit.
I made my wife wake up and drive me there anyway.
You...
¿Es a major?
Pasar con eso. Pasar con español.
¿Qué pasó, papá? ¿Cómo estás? Any questions?
Now, when you bought that sweater, right? You just go, fuck it. I'm going full Mr. Rogers. You've tuned into the Man Chatter podcast. Take 6. We got it. We figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen. How y'all been, man? What's good? What's popping? John, how was your weekend, bro?
Addict, like a crack addict.
Other than getting snowed in, pretty good, man. I got about 28 inches of snow out in the front. I thought I was going to get hypothermia today because I was out shoveling the driveway. I figured, I'm 38. I'm not buying a snowblower. I'm going to go get a big shovel and do it myself. And I paid the price. Other than that, I'm good, though.
You remember that you're 38 and it's cold is still cold? Is that what you
I should have just put a beanie on.
Do you ever work out?
Oh, goddamn.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Do I ever work
He
out?
made it seem like it was a big deal. Like he was like shoveling snow. I was wondering, like, is that that's my workout for the month?
That's not what it took for the month. This dude has really heard that I was talking about Colombian arepas.
Yeah.
Still hasn't.
Venezuela won in that one. Venezuela won that one.
No, I do work out actually.
No, I didn't. Do you? Okay, but that's good.
It was 18 degrees or 12 degrees when I was out there, and I was covered up except my ears and my face, and everything was red and numb. So that's what I meant when it took everything out of me. I was kind of stupid.
Okay.
I was watching but before I go on my tangents. What up, D Money? How you been, D? How's your weekend,
good.
man?
Bills Mafia lost. I feel great.
Yep.
Great.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. What a weekend. What a fucking weekend.
I was so angry.
Yeah, it was one of the craziest weekends ever. I was watching, talking about the cold real quick before we get into this main topic that's going to take up the entirety rest of the show.
What is that?
Oh shit!
That's what I'm talking about.
Infiltrated the podcast.
SolarCon is
what is happening?
SolarCon just hacked you.
First
it was Dan, and now it's
the second time.
Some Bray White stuff just randomly popping in like that.
How is that possible? Like, you'll sound like this is some real shit. Like this is all staying in. No idea how that happened. My camera just got unplugged, and no idea how it happened because nobody touched shit. That was fucking weird. God damn, dude. All right, I have to figure that out in a second.
I'd be terrified if I was you.
Yeah, I'm a little scared now because I live in the middle of nowhere. Like the shit's getting real weird real fast. When it happened to you, it was fine because you're in, you know what I mean. You're in society and shit. But I was watching this movie called Wind River on Netflix. So I suggest y'all check it out, man. It's a good movie. It was about the cold, like thinking about how John was like in the cold. I'm saying that like you could only go so far where like till your lungs explode and then become like pools of blood and you drown in your own lungs. So it's some dope ass shit. But y'all figure this out. I'm gonna jump out real quick. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna figure out what's up with my camera.
Nothing's wrong with it, man. Your camera's all right. Anyway, actually, that's one of the things that bothers me, by the way. Him still living out there in like the 1700s, out in the middle of nowhere, where he's got a hamster on the wheel because his internet is so slow.
Who has a well anymore?
I don't know. People that are a couple hundred years, but I mean, you as well, right? Like you're living in what 1998, because there was some issue with your internet or with something earlier today that I was like, wait, this dude has technology issues as well.
Not me.
I don't know when he's
working.
My
job.
Yeah, when he's working that day
he can't
job.
watch video.
He can't do shit.
The school system does a pretty good job of blocking off all service to the students and therefore the employees also.
Yeah,
Right.
so he has to wait.
I don't get very good service. I'm sure that's going to be a lawsuit at some point if something emergency happens and we can't get in contact with the outside world. But
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, because no issues really ever happen at school, right? Like that's not a thing that happens. So yeah, schools are totally fine and safe.
100%. Ain't
But
no
yeah, I mean, look,
emergencies
let's
going
just
on over there.
no. There's never any there hasn't been anything happens at any schools across the country at all whatsoever. So it's fine. All right, look, man. You guys, Danny, the sports guru that's on the show. You know what I'm saying? All three of us can hold our own talking. Was this the craziest weekend that you can remember in playoffs, or was it just because is it like a? Because I always try to be mindful of like recency bias. Yeah, like yeah.
No, I think
So
I think
what do you guys?
I don't think we've ever had a divisional round where every single game ends on a walk-off. Right? 3 games ended on walk-off kicks, and the fourth one ended up with a game-winning TD in overtime. And I'm fairly certain I heard that that's never happened before. So it was definitely wild.
Yeah.
I unfortunately missed a lot of the games, but
yes, I mean family time is family time. You don't think when you're away you're gonna miss the greatest NFL weekend ever, right? Like that's not a thing that you're gonna think like you missed one good game, but like all 4, it's impossible. Impossible.
I lucked out though because I somehow managed to like watch the last couple minutes of the last 3 games, like the Tampa Bay Rams game. I was at a rest area, making a line for Dunkin' Donuts, and dude next to me was watching on his phone. So I watched the last 2 minutes of that game. Got home in time to watch the end of last night's game, Chiefs and Bills. So I got to see the good stuff, but yeah, I missed the majority of the games. But
what about you, Jay?
I've never seen anything like it, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very upset when the Bills scored with 13 seconds left.
Yeah,
I did not want to see them succeed. And man, I
over.
was so happy. Like, who scores with 13 seconds left?
No, Patrick Mahomes.
Not the Cowboys, that's for sure.
Yeah, they had 17 seconds.
They don't. They had one play. They had one play. Couldn't even do that.
Couldn't even spike it. No, 13 seconds. I honestly thought, okay, they're gonna get it close enough to try a Hail Mary because Patrick Mahomes has the arm for a Hail Mary. But that's it. Never did I think that they were gonna. But I mean, if you think about it, they didn't script kick it, which I was expecting. Tony Romo called it, and they kicked it, and they downed it in the end zone. And then for some reason, they have 2 timeouts left, but they decided to defend the sidelines. They don't have to throw it to the sidelines. They have 2 timeouts. They can go in the middle of the field, which is exactly what they did. They went up the seams. So
Did they have 2 or 3?
They had 2
timeouts.
They had 2.
But like, I mean, you can't criticize the Bills' defense because they were the best defense in the league all year. So it's kind of hard to criticize them. But man, the situational play calling right there at the end of the game was terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
They played. It felt like they played prevent defense, right? Which the famous slogan with that is just prevents you from winning.
Right.
And that's what they did. What about you, Jay?
No, I mean that's the criticism that I have of the Bills defense. We talked about this last week, and I said I'm taking the Bills because I think that defense is going to find a way to stop KC, to stop Tyreek Hill, like a lot of teams did, like the 49ers almost did a couple years ago till the last quarter. And the Bills are going to do it again. You didn't miss much. They scored 25 points in the last 2 minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah.
That was everything right there. Not that it wasn't a big game before, but that was everything.
Majority of the game. Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, but the Bills, I mean, 13 seconds, they score. I said it's over. I don't have a rooting interest one team over another. I mean, I like Kansas City. I like Mahomes. But God, 13 seconds. It was the opposite of Dallas. Dallas had no timeouts. They had a couple more seconds on the clock, but they had no timeouts. And that situational awareness, like, the coaches should have known better. They can't throw down the middle. They can't throw down the seams. It could be a quarterback sneak, and then he'll give himself up and they can call a timeout, which is exactly what they, and the Bills, not only did they have the timeouts, the Bills facilitated it for them because they were playing prevent, because they were giving him so much cushion that the first one was a 15-yarder, and then the
19.
the one to Kelsey was the 25, 30-yarder.
Yeah.
They went 44 yards in 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds. Yeah. It was incredible. Like in that last 2 minutes, I watched it. I was like, I think I must have said like, oh, that's game's over 4 times. I was like, because there's like you're thinking like there's no way they're gonna answer right back, because that doesn't happen, right? Like usually one of them struggles, like they went pom pom pom, like that never happened. Usually a quarterback blinks. No quarterback blinked in that game. Like Josh Allen, like that dude balled out. He played perfect. 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, an amazing. But he just can't be Patrick Mahomes. Like 13 seconds, you're thinking it's over. Like everybody thought, oh, they either script kick it or they're gonna like something's gonna happen when the game's gonna end weirdly on a tip ball or it gets picked off like in the Tennessee Bengals game. Something was crazy, and none of that happened. It just incredible.
Something that nobody's really bringing up that I think is like it's a big deal. Andy Reid saved those timeouts. People usually burn timeouts just throughout the game, trying to stop the clock to save time. But the fact that they had 13 seconds left and still had 2 timeouts somehow, like nobody's talking about Andy Reid. And I mean, I don't know if that's genius or what, but that's a big deal because without those 2 timeouts, that game's completely different because they have to throw it to the sideline. The defense that the Bills played would have been perfect for that situation. The only reason they got to throw it up the seams is because they had those 2 timeouts.
That's the difference between great coaching and good coaching, right? Like Sean McDermott for the Bills is a good coach. Andy Reid is a great coach. Like Andy Reid was doing that offense and balling out like that in Philly. It just wasn't that time. Like he knew that's knowing your personnel, knowing what your quarterback can do, and not knowing who he is, but like knowing that he's gonna come through, right? Because like people mess up, like but just having that trust in him, like we're gonna go out with the gunslinger. But again, like even with all that being said, I could rewatch that game and still won't believe that they go 45 yards in 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Like I saw it happen. I'm like, no, there's no way. Like part of me is like in disbelief. Like there's no way they really did that shit. Like there's no way they scored a field goal, a 48-yard field goal with time expiring, and then if they got the ball, it was over. Like I still saw it. I'm like, nah, no way, because that shit doesn't happen.
All those games ended in last second, walk-offs. Which one do you think was the most heartbreaking?
Oh, the Chiefs Bills.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
Chiefs Bills. I mean, because you don't think that's gonna happen. Like we
because
went into
you think you won the game.
Yeah, we went into it last week. We're like, they got the number 1 defense. They're gonna hold it. Like I had Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes is my guy, but I still didn't think he was gonna do that. Right? Like Bills defense did exactly what Tampa did last year in the Super Bowl, but he dinked and dunked them and had a little bit more time to pass the ball. He didn't throw the ball over 20 yards. His completions were all in the 15. The receivers just made those runs. So it was
playing against the best pass defense in the league. You had to play it smart.
The number 1 defense in every category. In every category of that defense. Scoring defense, yards allowed, everything. And it's Patrick Mahomes. Like that defense holds up till you like when you meet an elite level quarterback.
Look, you're giving them too much credit. Andy Reid and Mahomes. Like when it comes to timeouts, because during one of those series, when Buffalo, I was gonna say with less than 2 minutes, they scored 3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes. But during one of those series, I was like, "What are you doing? Like, call these timeouts. You're not gonna give Mahomes enough time to do anything." And this was before Mahomes threw Tyreek Hill, and he did what he did. Which, look, the guy gave the peace sign to some dude that was probably 5 yards up the field from him. He was getting blocked, but he had an angle, and I thought he was going to get there and go through the block, and he was already flashing the peace sign. And I mean,
that's a penalty.
When Tyreek Hill caught that pass, he made a move, and I know he's fast, but I forget how fast he is because once he made that move, he exploded up the field. Like
fastest.
It was him and everyone else, and I forgot that he was that fast.
You challenging Usain Bolt to a race.
Did they call? They didn't call that penalty, did they? Because that
they should have. They should have been. No, it should have been a penalty. Should have been taunting. Should have been touchdown taken away. 15-yard penalty. So that would have been ball at the probably like the 16 or the 21, whatever they want to call it at that play. Yeah, that was a taunting. Like that 100% was a taunting. But
maybe he was trying to stiff arm with 2 fingers, man.
With having those 2 timeouts left, sometimes you have to just go into like the game and it's just like situational awareness. But you also have you're a human being, you're in that game. Like I don't know how alert you can be, but again, like because Andy Reid's like in his mid-60s, been a coach forever. Sean McDermott is a younger coach. Like that's the difference between calling a squib kick and keeping your timeouts and knowing your personnel. Like it's just what it like. These are the same team for the last 5 years, so it's not like there's rotational players in. So I don't know. We're gonna say.
Now both of you guys said that you like Mahomes, which I get. But is there a more disliked family member of a sports athlete than Jackson Mahomes?
No,
I've heard about
I
that.
want them to lose now. They eliminated the Bills. I want them to lose horribly next week.
Yeah,
because I cannot stand that kid.
He was trending on Twitter. He was like number 5 on Twitter. Like everybody was like, "Yeah, we like Patrick, but bro, your brother's an asshole."
What he did something at a bar or something.
Yeah, did you read the response that the bar wrote back to him?
Oh, I did read the response. Yeah.
What the bar say?
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was a very long response, but it was
from a month or two ago when I read it.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, look, I've the first time I ever heard of that guy was when he was standing on Sean Taylor's jersey number at the Washington game. So immediately, immediately gonna hate you forever. Like that's it. I don't care what else you do. Like I don't give a fuck if you solve world hunger. Like you're probably an asshole still though. You know what I mean? I don't like him, and I saw him and his girlfriend like were throwing champagne on the fans from their club box. Like I just don't like that. I don't like that dude at all, and nobody can convince me otherwise, man. Just a lame ass dude. Like
But is there any other family member? Because I can't think of absolutely like LeVar Ball maybe that people don't like. Like I'm having a hard time.
He faded. But I mean,
but he doesn't bother me that much. LeVar Ball.
It has to be Austin. Like it has, and like how do you think? Like I wonder how Patrick feels. You know what I mean? How Pat like he's balling out, but like social media, like that's gonna be like it's gonna be one of those things where like at some point Skip Bayless holds against him. You know what I mean? Like yeah, you're good, man. You're probably a Hall of Famer, but your brother's an asshole. And you probably shouldn't win all these games.
Your brother's gonna cost you the Hall of Fame. You won't be a first ballot because of your brother.
He's so disliked. I don't so disliked, dude. He's like a Floyd Mayweather on social media, where like people just watch him to like hope he fails and falls and gets his ass up. Oh my god!
What brought him to prominence? Was it just because his brother's Patrick Mahomes? Or was he doing other stuff on social media?
And TikTok.
Yeah, and TikTok. And TikTok. He's doing stupid TikTok videos.
He does those dumb challenges and shit. Like when he did that Sean Taylor shit, like the article was like all the stuff and how he became famous. But again, you're only famous because of your brother.
100%.
I mean, like that's it. Like you bring nothing to the table. Fuck that guy forever.
So speaking of assholes, Aaron Rodgers, is he done in Green Bay?
Yeah, he has to be. Yeah, they got to move on. It's not like I know the stat every sports show's talking, and I didn't think about this shit like because it's their job to know it. But like 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls.
What did we talk about? He came out flat, like they do when they're the number 1 seed. It's like playing in Green Bay is not a good thing for them.
Dude, they should always be on the road. Like when they won the Super Bowl, they were wild card.
Yep.
Like they don't. I hate that. Fuck. Son, did you guys see the memes that he was getting? Like all the stuff on Twitter. Throw Rogan.
They destroyed him.
Rush Lambeau.
Rush Lambeau.
I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, just making fun of his ass. And there were a couple people when I said it too. I was like, yo, if he would have done 500 pages of research on the Niners, maybe he would have been more prepared, like he was for that vaccine interview with Pat McAfee. Fuck out of here, bro. 10 points,
research, man.
He wasn't ready, bro.
That was the worst game. That was the worst game. It got like Green Bay took the ball and scored on their first drive, and I was like, "Oh crap, here we go." Mm-hmm. They're about to, they
were driving it on their second.
The bookies are right, and
we all picked it. We all picked Green Bay.
Yeah, I said I wasn't even going to be close.
Yeah, I picked the blowout, and then none of us thought that Aaron Rodgers has never beat the 49ers in the playoffs. Colin Kaepernick beat Aaron Rodgers. Like. We forget that shit when he ran all over them.
I know, but everybody seems to think that Colin Kaepernick was good at one point.
Exactly. But I'm saying, and even if he wasn't, he still beat Aaron Rodgers, who's supposed to be the greatest thrower of the football of all time. You know what I mean? Like what? Yeah. It's so crazy. If Colin Kaepernick beat you, you're history has to be reassessed. Your resume has to be looked at. Something's not right in there.
I've said Aaron Rodgers is the most talented person I've seen. I'm not the only one that said that, but he's turning out to be. I mean, he's what, 38 now, 37, 38. He's turning out to be more Peyton Manning than anything else. I mean, he's running out of time. He's got one Super Bowl.
But he has one at least. Look at Dan Marino.
Well, I mean, no, you're right. I'm just saying, but
Dan
he's another
Marino
Peyton Manning who was great in the regular season.
Him the greatest of all time. Well, now with Tom Brady now.
No, I don't think so.
Before it's Tom Brady.
No, yeah. I mean, because I was like different back when Marino was doing it. It was different, right? Like because you didn't have the 24/7 talk shows and all that shit. So like you would just see the stats. You know what I mean? How you fill them up with like all that shit. So it was very different. But now, like it's not questioning Tom Brady. But where do you rank Aaron Rodgers in your top 5, top 10? Like realistically, like where do you put him? Knowing that like looking at his resume for real, and again, not having recency bias. Like one Super Bowl, I think he's like 9-8 in the playoffs or some wild shit.
He'd be top 10, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but then he right.
I mean, not on the Mount Rushmore or anything like that.
Who are you gonna put ahead of him? You're gonna put Terry Bradshaw ahead of him because he's got more Super Bowls?
No, Montana. Yeah.
Marino, even though he doesn't have a ring, I'd put Marino ahead of him.
I put Marino. I mean, we're talking Tom, Peyton, Tom.
I don't know that I put Marino ahead of him. I don't know that I put Marino ahead of it. We've seen so many great quarterbacks in the last 20 years. I saw the last. When did Marino retire? 90? Was it 2000? No, 98.
99, I think.
So I saw his last 6-7 years. I mean, I was 10, so he retired 98, 99. I was 17, 18. I get not even that. I was like 15. So I was too young to really enjoy like his peak years. You know what I mean? I saw him on the downward side of his career. So I can't really say like what he was doing in the 80s was incredible. I've gone back and I've seen some of those games. I didn't get to see that stuff, right? I saw him in the 90s and he wasn't the same. He was still really good, but he wasn't the Marino of the 80s, that took the Dolphins. Not the same guy. So at least what I saw. And that doesn't mean that just because I didn't see it didn't happen, but I missed out on his good years. And that's probably why I'm saying I would put Rodgers ahead of him, because I've seen all of Rodgers' career. I've seen other guys' careers. And so that's relatively fresh in my mind.
If you had to pick between two, would you put Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre?
Like, what are we talking? Like, we're talking like to win a game?
I put Rodgers.
Just if you had to choose to start franchise and you can pick both of them as rookies, would you go Favre or Rodgers?
I mean, I dislike Favre so much I'd go Rodgers. I dislike Favre more than I dislike Rodgers.
Really? I love Favre. He's my favorite QB of all time that wasn't a Jet, and he eventually became a Jet, but
he eventually did become a Jet.
He's my favorite non-Jet QB of all time. I love that guy.
Gunslinger. He almost took the Vikings to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
wasn't that terrible call, terrible pass at the end of the game across the field.
I guess like hold on, let me switch up what I just said. Like, because I don't like Favre now, but Favre when he was playing, I'd take Favre. Like, I don't like Favre now because Favre and Rodgers have like almost parallel lives in the way they view shit. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like what their point of view bothers me on a lot of shit. Like, they're only there right, and the sexual assault with Brett Favre. So it's so it's like I'm putting all that into my choice, but like you start a franchise and he doesn't do that, I take Favre.
Aaron Rodgers is probably
the art from the artist, right? The art from the artist.
It's probably better in terms of like touchdown to turnover ratio, because Brett Favre picks left and right. But entertaining wise, I used to love watching Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers, I can understand that he's great, but like
he's
watch
a game
him,
manager.
It's whatever.
Boring. Like it's not for me. It's not must see
good,
TV.
But like I don't like when I watch Patrick Mahomes. I think it's a lot more entertaining than when I've watched Aaron Rodgers play.
Yeah. Where do you put?
Same thing with Brett Favre. I used to love watching Brett Favre play.
Where do you put Patrick? Like, where do you put Patrick Mahomes in the conversation?
You don't get to speak, by the way, because I saw your tweet. Patrick Mahomes is top 3 already, 4 years in the league or whatever he's in. Dude, get out of here. Go to sleep. You shouldn't even be on this podcast right now.
Son,
I saw that tweet.
Oh, my bad. People can't say outrageous shit on Twitter? That's what you're saying? Like, all of a sudden, tweets have to be within reason. Get the fuck out of here.
Don't come here with that. Don't come here with that same.
Oh no.
Don't tell me it's top 3 though.
I will stand by that. I will stand by that. And listen, it might. I'm saying for me, right? This a complete recency bias tweet. 100,000%. Tom Brady number 1. I got Peyton number 2. If right caveat, if the trajectory keeps going with the way
if it keeps going, yes.
If it keeps going. But history shows us 4 straight AFC championship games. Right? Like it's gonna be Bills. We're pretty much wrap this shit up. Bills and Chiefs again next year. Hopefully the seeds work out where that's the AFC championship game. And that shit'll be even better because every time they play this fucking box office.
I never want to see the Bills win a playoff game again.
No, you're gonna see it, son. Josh Allen is a fucking monster, bro.
He's blowing out his ACL next year.
At some point, it's gonna happen, though, right? Because he can't keep running the way he's running.
Yeah, the way he runs.
Can't. No, he can't. Dude, he knocked out.
He's gonna have a season like Lamar Jackson had this year. Lamar Jackson eventually.
It wasn't him.
He was out for half the year.
Yeah. Well, he got knocked. Tyrann Mathieu got knocked out. Go ahead. Yeah, I still say top 3. Top 3. Yeah, you got him. Yeah. Nah. For me, bro.
You put Manning on number 2. You put Manning 2.
I put Manning
Montana
number
2. I put
Manning 2. Pat Mahomes. I never saw Montana. I saw Montana when he was in Kansas City.
Montana play when he was in San Francisco. I was starting to watch.
You saw the highlight when he threw it in the back of the end zone.
No.
That fucking tight end.
I used to spend the holidays. I used to spend the holidays in Boston
watching.
And so this was in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And
Dwight Clark.
No way, he was still playing with San Francisco in the late 80s because they were still playing.
And then he went to Kansas City.
Games.
Yeah.
I saw him in Kansas City too, and I saw him play in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But his last year or 2 in San Francisco. I mean, I was a 7-year-old. Telling you, son, I know what I'm talking about. I'll take
me. Marino's top 3.
I would,
and I hate the Dolphins.
Where do you put? Here's a question.
Marino's a top 5.
Where do you put Steve Young?
I don't know.
In the trash compactor.
Nah, not a trash compactor, but I'm not putting him up there.
No, I'm not saying top 5. I'm saying top 15.
Yeah,
all time.
1 Super Bowl. No, I don't know. I see Steve Young and I think Donovan McNabb for some reason. I don't think anything special. I get he won a Super Bowl, but so did Trent Dilfer. Yes, he was good. Yeah. But I never ever thought of him as
real quick. So did Aaron Rodgers though.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers made it to a bunch of NFC championship games.
So did Joe Flacco. We go one time quarterback.
How many AFC championship games? Aaron Rodgers was that the last 3 NFC championship games before this year. He's won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is legit. He's an asshole, but he's legit.
Yeah.
Do you put Pat Mahomes right now? Do you put Pat Mahomes ahead of Aaron?
38-year-old Aaron Rodgers? Or no, talking about career-wise? No, he's not ahead of Aaron Rodgers
at his
yet.
peak.
No.
Yeah, he's not there yet.
No, if Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl this year, then we could have this conversation again.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough.
That'll be 3 Super Bowl appearances and 2 titles.
Yeah, that might be that'll be against Cincinnati. I don't know. Cincinnati got something, boy. Cincinnati got something. Cincinnati got that weird way of 9 sacks and still finding a way to win. First quarterback ever in.
Well, they have no O-line.
Yeah, they have no O-line. But Kansas City doesn't have much of a rush defense. Pass.
For Matthew Stafford now.
Why is that? Son, I haven't seen a single Rams game.
He had such an amazing career, and nobody gives a crap because he was in Detroit.
Exactly.
So get yours. People are finally going to start paying attention to him because he's always put up big numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, always. That's what's crazy is that stat with they haven't beat the Niners in 3 years or some wild shit.
The Rams?
They have some weird. Yeah, the Rams haven't beat them. I think they've lost I don't know 7 out of the last 8 or 8. Some weird stat where they've struggled against them every year. But that's going to be a defensive battle. That shit's going to be crazy.
Because Garoppolo sucks.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Son,
he keeps winning.
It keeps winning. His stats.
Yeah, but
Skip Bayless.
How did he win this past game? Let's get into this game. How did he win?
No, but that's how he wins all his games. That's how he wins all his games. His stats are 4 in in the last 7 games or whatever the fuck, or last 5 games that he's 4-1 in, are 400 yards or some shit, 7 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and he's 4-1.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. He
Great
literally.
quarterback.
Yeah, he gets.
He's a
hidden.
winner.
It is terrible, bro. But he's 4-1 because last year they didn't make the playoffs. The year before that they were in the Super Bowl. With Jimmy
There's
G.
a reason why the Niners trade up to the 3rd pick to draft a QB last draft. Nobody believes in Jimmy G.
Nobody. But they know how to hide him, and that defense is ridiculous. And Aaron Rodgers played percentages, right? Like he did. It was Devontae Adams or nothing, and then Aaron Jones, and that's it. He never threw it to anybody else. Didn't get anybody else involved. So I think Aaron Rodgers takes a big hit for this shit, man, because that's too many times. Number 1 seed again, comes out flat, doesn't matter. And then you
Where
have
does he end
the
up
young.
next year?
If somebody picks him, I mean, I could see. I don't know, man. I don't know where he ends up, honestly. Where could he go? Like, what team is like one quarterback away to then fail in the playoffs?
I've been hearing a lot of people say put Denver and Las Vegas out there.
I can see Denver.
I don't think
over
you want to
Vegas.
go to the AFC though.
I don't. I want to. You got to look who you got to face. You're gonna have to face one of those two. You're gonna have to face Josh Allen or fucking
Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, Justin Herbert's in there.
Yeah.
If you
Joe
go
Burrow.
Yeah, you don't want to go there.
4 beasts.
Yeah, you stay your old ass in the NFC. You stay your old ass in the NFC.
They're not even in their prime yet. They're maybe about to enter their prime, or getting ready to.
These are kids.
Why would he want to stay in the? Why would he want to go to the AFC for that?
Yeah.
He doesn't get out.
So who's in the NFC? Who's in the NFC that would
Tom
win?
Brady, Matthew Stafford. Oh, teams that he can go to, the Giants, which are rebuilding.
Yeah,
so I don't see how that would make any sense. Because he wants a win now situation. I'm assuming maybe the Bears, but I don't think that happens.
No, it's not happening.
The
So
Bears have
yeah,
a
I don't know.
decent squad.
I don't know where he goes. Like I don't. Like he's 38.
Nah.
Obviously,
Does he go to Seattle? Seattle's might.
Seattle's rebuilding also. They're gonna get rid of Russell Wilson.
Seattle's about to trade Russell Wilson. Like they're not.
Yeah.
The only other team I could think is either Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers ending up in maybe New Orleans. Because the Saints have a decent squad, but they have no quarterback.
They don't.
Other than
That's
that,
a good call.
I mean, the openings are in the AFC. Denver, Las Vegas has a good squad. They need a QB.
And that's hoping
Miami.
that Tom Brady. Yeah, and that's hoping
Miami's
that
a
that
nice
Tom
spot.
that Tom Brady retires though, right? Or because he doesn't want to see Tom Brady twice in the NFC South.
Tom Brady ain't going nowhere. The way that game ended, if he would have won the championship, maybe. But he's not going out this way.
You know, but though, like he could be going out like Kobe. You know what I mean? Like show him that you still got it and just like walk off. Yeah. Kobe scored like 67 points in his last game. Yeah, 60
that was a regular season game though, and he won.
Yeah, I mean
Tom
he's coming
have
back.
This sour taste in his mouth from this. I'm almost 100% sure he's coming back.
I hope he does. I hope he keeps coming back, trying to win it, and he just doesn't. Because I'm sick and tired of Tom Brady. Almost put me off watching football altogether. I fucking hate that
7-3.
I got tired of seeing that dude in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 7-3 in Super Bowls. We might be getting close to getting tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowls too.
That's cool, but I didn't like Brady from the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I didn't either, but
man, we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that.
I put Brady. I put Brady at number 13 in my top 10.
Solid.
Right.
Solid.
Right.
That's a good
Makes sense of that.
No, that's number one.
Crowd.
Yeah, he's number one, man, across everybody's list.
Hey, I used to argue Peyton Manning was better than Tom Brady, but like I would like argue that and get into like yelling debates with people, and I stopped after that 28-3 Super Bowl comeback against the Falcons.
And nothing else you can say.
You got it.
Nothing else you can say. Yeah.
That's it.
I mean,
there
was a good
one after that.
Yeah, there was a good 2-year debate though. Like when they both kind of went back and forth, and then Peyton went to Denver and did it. You know what I mean? Did it again, threw for like 50 some touchdowns and all. It was a good 2-3 year debate, but yeah, the resume
that
has
run that Brady just had.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, the crazy thing about Tampa Bay, they're out of all franchises, they're the ones with the worst win percentage of all time. So they're like the worst franchise, and he took them. Yeah, like of all time since they started, they had the worst win percentage ever, and he came there 1 year, got him to a Super Bowl championship. That's insane. Like that's it.
But that was a good team with Jameis and Winston. They had a good squad. Jameis and Winston threw too many picks. Like that's the type of team that Aaron Rodgers needs to find. A team that was like, okay, this team has a solid roster. They just need that QB to get them over the top. That's what I was thinking. The Saints.
That would be my.
What's funny is that Jameis Winston is the quarterback in the Saints right now, right? So he get replaced twice, and Rodgers takes him to the Super Bowl, and they win
by an aging quarterback. Man. Yeah, that's not supposed to
happen. If that happens again, then whoever takes Jameis Winston, they're gonna know. All right, whoever comes to replace this dude, they're gonna take us to the Super Bowl next.
Yeah,
exactly. He's the right person to get. When you're like getting ready to win, but like you have to, he's like a speed bump. Like, all right, cool. Yeah. You're one aging quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl right after you get Jameis Winston. Oh, crab legs. Good old crab legs. What are you going to do? What? Hey, man, just real quick. Cooper Kupp had never, I don't see any Rams games, right? Like, because why the fuck, first of all, why the fuck would I? And they're the West Coast, so we never get it out here on the East side. That little guy is a baller, bro.
I mean, I play fantasy football, so I'm kind of up with everything, and he was the best receiver by far in fantasy football.
He had every stat, catches, was it yards, everything. He had the triple crown of like wide receiver. Yeah, he won every stat for wide receivers. Like, I had no idea. I don't even like. He's no taller than you guys. Like
he missed half the year last year, I think, right, or more.
Well, 2 years ago, I had him in my fantasy league, and I had Todd Gurley also, and my team name was 2 Gurleys, 1 Cup.
That's a solid name.
Oh man!
Oh my! Immediately when you said that and you finished it, the visual of what that actually was just came to my head because I will never be able to. Such a
great video, wasn't it?
Oh my god! That
I never watched
ice cream. I never watched it.
Never. I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
and that was the first viral Olympics video ever. I would think though.
That's the one. That was like a. That was like a cult classic of a viral video because it was one of those
around.
Word of mouth. Word of mouth. It was everybody like, oh, hey, you had never seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup? And then what you do is like you put your phone up to them and just watch them watch it because you only never need
to just watch the reaction.
Yeah, you only ever need to see it once. You only ever need to see it once, and it's in there for the rest of your life. You don't ever need to see it again. Every moment you can remember the music. Every fucking moment of that is in there for the rest of. Yeah, there was music to it. For the rest of your existence is in there. You showed what you do. Yeah, of course you did.
I never watched it.
God, I was like, you sick bitches. Rewind.
Were they
do?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. No,
they were bottomless. They were bottomless, obviously. But they were wearing bras because the nipples were too much. That's the nips. The nips were over the line.
No one exposed the nips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So and then what you do after you watch it, like, oh man, you never saw that shit? You'll watch this, and then you just put your phone up to something. Never have them just put your phone up to their face and just watch them watch it. It's the fun. They're just, and you can't help it. Like you can't put the phone down. Everybody watches it the whole way through.
Never watched
how long it was.
Never will I. I don't intend on ever watching it.
I know. Now I think if you look for it, you get an instant virus on your phone. Like now it's like you don't ever want to look.
Oh yeah, for sure. Your phone gets gonorrhea immediately.
Just starts dripping.
I'll find the download and I'll put it up here on our banners or on our brand.
No,
we won't toss it up before we start the podcast.
No. I think that'll be strike number 2, John.
Video than that one?
Yes, there's a worse one.
Really?
Yeah. My boy, when I was working security, my boy Jose that was in charge, he showed me one called BME Pain Olympics. John, did you ever see that one?
I've seen
that. Oh, you sent me that one.
Yeah. Everybody, I told you, everybody needs to. Yeah, some things you just need to. Like you just watch. It's like 3 minutes and 48 seconds or 2 minutes and 48 seconds, and it's just the wildest shit, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, it is
so painful.
It's worse. It is worse than 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Without 100% of the time.
Yeah, because 2 Girls, 1 Cup is a work of art.
It's a masterpiece. It's an masterpiece, if you will.
Yeah.
No, nothing. All right, fuck y'all. That was funny. All right, I was trying. You know what I mean? Shoot or shoot, man. What can I say? Shoot or shoot.
Hey, man. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Michael Scott.
Exactly right. That's right, man. what was? I mean, Tennessee got kind of killed.
No,
So
they
it's
lost
funny,
on the last second field goal, didn't they?
Yeah, but John was like
I didn't watch
arguing with me,
it.
like, "Yo, yeah,
That was
John
such
was
a timely
son, like
argument.
John like starts texting me like, man, my Dolphins really gave Tannehill a bad rap, man. I'm telling you, he's pretty good. He's about to drive down the field. Da 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 da. 16 seconds later, pick. That's it. I was like, John, you were saying? What was that, bud? And then the next 2 plays, field goal. I was like, Tanny's gonna Tanny, bro. That's what he does. Through 3 interceptions, 2 of them weren't his fault because they got tipped up in the air. But it doesn't matter. Don't throw it to somebody with a defender that close. You know what I mean? There's got to be somebody else open.
What was that Tennessee game? Was that yesterday or Saturday?
Saturday, which feels like 2 years ago after yesterday.
It was Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
Those were the conversation.
Those were like the bad offensive games that still had a good ending. Those were like the 19-16 and the 13-10, and then yesterday was 30-27 and 42-36. I think, like, look, before we'll talk about it more on Wednesday on the next pod, but it's gonna be hard for Kansas City. I think it's always hard for a team that like has such a thrilling victory like that to be able to keep that energy and not be completely exhausted and having 1 day less of rest, I think, going into next week. But it can also go the other way where like they ride that fucking wave right into the Super Bowl because it's like, yo, nobody can stop us. And comebacks are what they do, right? Was it 3 years ago when they won? 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl, they were down like but that whole playoffs was comebacks. They were down like 28 or 24-3 to Houston, came back and won them, beat that shit like 45-24. Did another you know what I mean? Like comebacks are what they do. So maybe everything I just said is bullshit. And it's just what they do. You know what I mean? Comebacks is who they are. What were you gonna say?
You brought up Houston. Deshaun Watson coming back?
I don't think so.
What's happening with that whole situation?
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so allegedly he tried. There's like 26 counts of sexual assault situations and allegations. He tried to settle. I saw a report on Bleacher Report that he tried to settle with one of them for like $100,000. She didn't take it, and it looks like they're going to court. So, yeah.
No, that was my question. If I knew it was a ton of counts. I just didn't know that. I didn't know if they had, gone to court yet. If they're in the process of a trial or what. It's pending.
It's all pending. It's all. I mean, lawyers are going to do their continuances. All my knowledge of law is what I've learned from Law and Order SVU. So they're going to do like continuances and shit like that and try to settle. And you know what I mean? Oh, we need a couple more days, and it's just going to go on forever to hopefully. But 26 girls can't drop their suit, bro. Like, can't drop.
Isn't it crazy if he settles with 26 women? Huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, if he settles with 26 women, the fact that he'll still have a job like waiting for him as soon as he gets done. Because if you settle with 26 women, damn, man, I try to give some guys the benefit of the doubt, like maybe not, but like that's.
Hey, if I was an owner, I'd hire him. Separate the artist from the artist.
Separate the. I don't know if that's an art though. Like,
by the way,
people still like Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? Like people still
listen to R. Kelly. Hey, listen. Here's the thing though. Like
I'm guilty of listening to R. Kelly.
Yeah, and you're also shielding your kids away from the truth about Michael Jackson. So, you know what I mean? Like
there is no truth. There's nothing been proven.
Yeah, okay. Right. Allegations. The allegations. The artist from the art.
Will be allegations.
Come on, Macaulay Culkin said that nothing happened. I believe.
I believe he didn't have years of drug abuse. Yeah, they didn't have fucking. Yeah, his brother's a fucking boss on. Was it Succession? What are you gonna say, John?
No, speaking about Deshaun Watson, we're talking about great quarterbacks. This guy's name has disappeared for the last year and a half. Like we forget that Deshaun Watson is another beast out there. And if this thing gets clear, like, granted, obviously these allegations and everything that he allegedly did is horrible. But whether he's found not guilty or he settles, if he's able to play again, like does he stay in Houston? Because he was trying to leave Houston, right? He was trying to go somewhere else.
He's not coming back to Houston.
No, he's not going back to Houston.
A rookie that played pretty well this year.
They didn't play like Deshaun Watson played though. I don't know if you
nobody
forgot
does.
how good he is. I don't know if because he hasn't been playing that we forget how good he is, and he's another one of those difference makers.
But a rookie, I'm sorry, not a rookie, a quarterback can only take you so far with the roster around it. The last season he played, they missed the playoffs. They won like how many games?
4
They won
games.
a few games.
3
So
or 4, yeah.
like
4, I think.
he can come back, but if they're still rebuilding, it's almost pointless to pay somebody that much money when you need to rebuild. You need to start over. So you might as well send them off and get some draft picks for it and just keep building. I think he ends up in Miami if all those charges get dropped, which apparently they're not.
But I mean, he's what, 27? He's still young.
Still young.
He's going to be 27 at the beginning of the year.
The school year?
I remember.
I was going to say school year,
like I'll keep it a buck with y'all, right? When the allegations first started dropping, right? Like it was like 1 or 2 at the beginning, and I was like, because it was right after he, like, was like, yo, fuck this, I want to get out of Houston. Went public as shit with it.
Yeah.
And the lawyer that like is representing all the women is like best friends with the owner. You know what I mean? I was like, conspiracy theorists and went like,
me too. I thought it was kind of iffy. Like, oh, this doesn't sound.
I'm like, wait, what? Like, but then I was like, what? Like, and I'm not saying like he didn't do it. It was like, it's kind of weird. Like the timing of it. It was like literally like from like that Tuesday. It was like, yo, fuck Houston. I want to get out of here. Thursday, 7 women are doing a press conference on how do you? I was like, wait. So either you knew this whole time that he was doing this shit, because 7 women don't know just to contact you, right? Like, and you were hiding it this whole time, or you were keeping it in the holster in case he ever did some shit like this. You know what I mean? Like you had him like, oh, you want to leave, motherfucker? Okay. Hey, masseuses, come on out. And just there's just a row of women. So it was one or the other. So that shit is never get looked into because Adam Schefter doesn't do actual research. He just waits for the word from his daddy. You know what I mean? But like that's a little weird that like all of a sudden in like 48 hours they had all these women ready to go for allegations.
And the dude is sick. Like, if 26 chicks? My God.
Yeah, I know.
And what is that? He gets the massage and then he kind of just takes the towel off, like, himself.
He tries to like, I guess I might, John. If you want to look this up, because I don't want to misspeak. Allegedly, is what he does is like he either like Louis C.K.'s himself, where he like jerks off in front of him, or he tries to. I don't know what he does, but all 26 women have the same story. That's all I know. I don't know if it was like an Antonio Brown thing, because Antonio Brown kind of did a similar thing, but like, so it's a little messy, man. It's a little messy.
You should have just found the Camarillo route. Found the Target parking lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Do your thing. Take care of yourself, bro. Career might be over, but look, you know what though? I don't think it's gonna be over because Dante Stallworth killed somebody, and the next year was winning a Super Bowl. So. Yeah, NFL's gonna NFL, man. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
What was that do for New Orleans? I was doing
something because he wasn't good anymore.
Yeah, he was averaging 2 yards a carry. If he was averaging 5, he'd be on a team. Be on a team. That's what they do. Fuck out of here. Like NFL doesn't care. As long as you don't kneel, you're fine. Anything else? You kneel, you motherfucker. That's it. Get out of here. Oh, you hit women? We can find a spot for you, Greg Hardy. Come on over.
No, let me tell you something. If Colin Kaepernick was good, he could have kneeled all day. He would have had like a little like one of those little like scooters that like people like hurt their ankle. They put their knee up there.
Oh, just put it on so he's like permanently
leaning. One of those just for him. Scoot up and down the field on the sidelines if you want. It doesn't matter. If you're good, we'll let you do whatever you want. Like, they don't care. If you're good, they'll find.
So did you just say he'd be out here permanently kneeling with the little scooter?
He's just gonna kneel on the sidelines all He's permanently kneeling.
That's so stupid.
If he was good, they would have gotten him one of those. And you can kneel as long as you want. If you're gonna keep winning games, go for it. But he wasn't good anymore. People forget that when he was kneeling during preseason, he was the backup. Like he wasn't the starter anymore.
Yeah, it was over. So. Yeah. No, he could have had a good career as a backup, but then he brought too much attention, and no team's gonna take that. That's just
sure.
the business side of it.
Right, like yes, he's good enough to be a backup. I give you that, and I've always said that. But I am not taking all that outside attention from my backup quarterback. The Jets went through that shit with Tim Tebow. Like it was unnecessary attention from somebody that was never gonna play.
Yeah. What's crazy about all that is that guy still beat Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's crazy. Like a guy that like only really had one good year, right? Where he was running all over the field.
Roethlisberger.
Exactly. I mean, even a garbage can gets a steak, but it happens more often that Aaron Rodgers is that garbage can. He lost to Jimmy G. That's worse than all of them. Like Jimmy G threw over 113 yards and you lost, and you're about to be the MVP for the fourth time. That shouldn't happen.
Do you think that it's true that he wasn't going to play in the Super Bowl because he wanted to make a stand for the vaccine?
No. Aaron Rodgers is a person who doesn't stand for actually anything. He just stands for attention. Like there's nothing.
Aaron Rodgers is about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's no. Look, him and his long thin hair doesn't. It's just about Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like he's out here trying to be Clay Matthews and these guys with these. No, Aaron Rodgers only cares about the attention. Aaron Rodgers can't cry about not getting attention, but has 48 minutes on Pat McAfee's 3-hour show. He has an entire segment for however long he wants to talk. Could call ESPN and talk to them. Cries about being silenced. Aaron Rodgers only cares about being the victim. That's it.
Every Tuesday, right?
Every Tuesday. So tomorrow, if he'll be there, he'll probably say that it was the left that the reason why he lost because he couldn't focus because of all the distractions. He'll come up with some shit that he's somehow the victim. Bitch, you play on the field. Your only job is to get touchdowns. That's it. Like and be a Hall of Famer. And you out here complaining. Nah.
Wait, what? Are you saying shut up and dribble? Is that what I just heard you say, Ben?
That's shut up and throw. Like to me.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like that should be his job.
When they don't
words of Michael Scott,
shut up and dribble.
How the turn
it's
turn.
Oh no. If that's the slogan that gets used when you don't agree with it, I'm gonna say the same thing, and it can't change the energy. It can't be shut up and don't kneel, right? It's gotta if you wanna be publicly outspoken about everything and bash. First of all, this president's trash. Right? Let's just get that out the gate right now. And talk about that shit when you know you can't beat the Niners. You shouldn't be talking about politics. You should, you know what I mean? Like your legacy is on the line against this team that has one of the worst quarterbacks with a winning playoff record, and you can't beat him. You got to get your shit together, bro.
So only Patrick Mahomes is allowed to talk about politics right now?
No, Patrick Mahomes talks politics and he wins. Patrick Mahomes can talk politics. Once he loses, he'll be like, yo, man, you probably talk too much politics. What? 500 pages of research, son.
Turntables turn.
That's first of all, how the tables have turned is a slogan, but I hear because the turntables are
not quoting Michael Scott.
Not according to Michael Scott. Yeah.
How the turntables have turned. Yeah. Fuck it. But everybody stick to their sports.
And let me bring it back, okay? This is the message that I sent Ben while
Tannehill.
Titans while the Titans were marching down the field. I thought they were about to take the lead and possibly win the game. Here we go. Let's see if you can hear. I hope you can hear this. Oh, maybe I hit play. Here we go.
Yeah, that's a big good.
I'm watching Tannehill do what I knew that he could always do, just on this last 3-yard pickup, going through his progressions. He didn't have time to do that in Miami. He had to force throws because he had no offensive line.
And 10 seconds later, he forced a throw into 3 defenders. Now, granted, he put that ball on the numbers. All right, a defender got his hand in there. That ball was on the numbers, and it got deflected and it was picked. Yeah.
The guy was covered, bro. Covered as fuck, though.
He was.
That
was
on
There's
top
like 3
of him.
people around him.
I haven't even seen the highlights of that game. I have no idea what happened.
No, it's really Joe Burrow getting sacked and then somehow scoring enough points to win. 9 sacks in that game. Like the defense played. Tannehill 3 interceptions. I mean, they force fed the ball to Derrick Henry's first game back, which takes the whole offense out of their rhythm because they want to give him the ball. I mean, he's King Henry, and I get it. And it was just, I mean, Cincinnati found the way. It was an ugly game. It wasn't a good game to watch, but it ended up being threatening because of the way it ended with the pick and then Joe Burrow getting his team down the field for a field goal. But it was an incredibly entertaining game until the rest of the games happened. Because it was number one when I was watching them. Yeah, like, oh, this is going to be the best game of the weekend. Like, how you going to fucking have number 1 seed loses, then number 1 seed loses again? then the top seed loses again on Saturday. And I was like, I'm looking at this show, I was like, fuck, man, Kansas City about to lose this shit too. All road teams won. Everybody, everybody did it. I was like, this is about to be it. And I didn't know what I was about to see was about to happen. You know what I mean? Like 42-36, that's insane. On another walk-off in overtime. It's the greatest playoff weekend ever.
So
Patrick Mahomes threw 177 yards after the 2-minute warning. I'm a Jets fan. I usually don't see players throw that in a full game.
Yeah,
like
I know.
it's insane.
It's insane.
Like the Jets are playing a different sport because I don't get to see that on a weekly basis.
There was a stat that I was watching a LaVsTB show before we got on, and they said that he threw for 177 yards. Tua averages 200 for a game. You know what I mean? Like like that game was over 4 times before it was over. Like that game shouldn't have. That it's just what we saw will never happen again. Like maybe I don't know how they'll top this next year when they play each other in the regular season on a Sunday night game. But the oh my god, dude, that game was because again, like how do you top like after watching Tom Brady come back from 27-3, right, and to tie it, I was like, oh, there's no way another game's gonna top this one, and then like each game just kept beating the other game. It's fucking crazy, bro. Fucking crazy. Like I felt like it's funny because if Aaron Rodgers' game happens on Sunday, it's a bigger talking point. But like more people are talking about it. Like on the blocks, like on TV, like I watched some of Undisputed and First Take. It was like the third or fourth story that they covered, right? Like because every other game happened. It was a Tom Brady story, the game that happened last night, and all this shit. So like Aaron Rodgers gets pushed back down the line. That if he loses like that on Sunday, it's a bigger story. But Saturday is a week ago in football with 2 great games on Sunday.
Yeah. So we got what? We have Cincinnati at KC and San Francisco at LA.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, technically a home game for LA, but 100% it's going to be a Niners home game.
Yeah. Yeah, Niners
100%. Because remember,
Niners
LA
are the
didn't have a
bigger fan
team
base.
very long ago. There's a lot of Niners fans in LA.
Mhm.
The last time they played in LA a couple weeks ago, it was like 80% Niners fans. And one of the LA players' wives complained on Twitter. It's like, Rams fans, you guys got to come out. You got to stop selling your tickets to these Niners fans.
But there's no Rams fans.
Because it's a brand new team.
Yeah, brand new team.
I mean, so it's going to be a home game for the Rams for sure.
Who you got? I know we can talk about it now. Fuck it. We can. Who you got? Niners or Rams? Danny.
Me? I got I got the Rams. I think this whole cute little Jimmy Garoppolo, skating by the skin of his teeth, it stops now. I don't know how they beat the Cowboys and the Packers. So I guess that everybody's like, we got to take them seriously. They beat the best 2 teams. Yeah, no. I just don't see it happening again. It could, but I doubt it. I'm taking Rams.
I'm taking the Rams. JV?
Yeah, I have the Rams. I have the Rams. Look, if Green Bay would have played in this same stadium that the Rams are going to be playing, they would have ran them over. They would have put 40 points on them too. I think the Rams win. I'm going to say the same thing I said last week, but I think it happens this weekend, which is they win and they win running away with it.
I think Matt Stafford is going to have like a quote unquote crowning moment this weekend that he didn't like. He already had one yesterday. Like he outplayed Tom Brady for 3/4 of that game, so it's not like it was anything new. Those if the Rams don't turn the ball over 4 times, that game's less than close. That game's 41-3 that it should have been. So I got Rams on that one. All right, Cincinnati, Kansas City, man, at Kansas City.
I got KC.
Yeah, I mean you already know who I'm going with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, number 3 all time, right? That's right. Jackson Mahomes, it is.
Never. I can't wait to watch his new Twitter video to celebrate.
My God, I guess.
I got KC, but I think this has the potential to be another shootout. I mean, you have 2 quarterbacks who have weapons at the receiver position.
Yep.
KC gave up a lot of big plays. Granted, the Honey Badger was out. He got hurt during the game. and he makes a difference. But KC is still they do give up a lot of big plays, and I see Cincinnati giving up some big ones too. So this could be another 35, 40 point
41.
game from each team for sure.
They played each other a couple weeks ago, like 3-4 weeks ago, and Cincinnati beat them. I think it was at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I mean, look, Jamar Chase is gonna have a lot more space than what he had against Tennessee, because they, you know what I mean? Like it's a totally different defense. So yeah, this is gonna be a shootout too. So I'm going KC, but Joe Burrow is something, bro. Joe Burrow is something, man. Like that guy is tough as shit. Tough. Tom Brady got hit once, and that kid's gonna be something, bro. Like coming back from a torn ACL and MCL, and balling out like this to doing this in the playoffs. That guy's tough, man. That's gonna be another one. Whoever has the ball last, maybe whoever has the ball last twice.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it was 34-31 a couple weeks ago. So
yeah,
I have an interesting stat. You know that before last year, no host team had ever played in the Super Bowl. Like the hosting Super Bowl team hadn't played in their stadium for the Super Bowl. Last year the Bucks did it. This year there's a chance that happens again already with the Rams.
It's LA, right? Yeah.
So it never happened, and it might happen 2 years in a row now. It's pretty crazy.
It's, you know what's crazy about that shit is, like, I always feel like the Super Bowl are like the most non-fans at a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's always like,
you're probably right.
Yeah, it's always
people that can afford to go.
Yeah, so people who could afford to go, which aren't typically fans. There might be some fans like that are wearing jerseys and shit like that, but it's mostly like corporations and money and people who make a shit ton of money, because those tickets are expensive. Which
remember, those stadiums are 70,000, 80,000 people. Like, you'll have a good portion of regular fans. There's a lot of fans that refinance their house to make and I'm not joking. Like, they refinance their house and they do crazy shit to go see their team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because you never know when you're going to see them again.
Yeah, it might never happen again.
But you know what? You know what you do know? That you might be out of a house if you refinance your house to buy Super Bowl tickets, because you can't afford that house anymore.
100%.
Hey, people in sports. I used to be huge into sports. Now I follow them for the entertainment. I don't have a team anymore. The Rams are good. They were the greatest show on turf 20 years ago. That's who I'm watching. Casey's got Mahomes. I'm gonna watch them. You know, I watch them for a different reason, right? Ben watches them for Jackson Mahomes. I watch them because they got.
Don't be disrespectful.
They got the real.
You son of a bitch.
If the Jets ever make the Super Bowl, I'm going. I don't know how.
If they ever make the playoffs, son, like let's set the bar a little low here.
But that's the thing. Like, I've been watching. They got close twice, right? 10 years ago, they got close twice. But in my lifetime, they've never made it. If they finally make it, the chances of them making it again are very slim. I'm there for that game.
Don't do it.
No.
100%.
Don't do it. I almost bought World Series tickets when Cleveland lost to the Cubs, when they blew that lead too. I think they were up like 3-1. And it was Game 7 in Cleveland. And this was before my wife and kids moved up here. I was watching it at a bar. And I swear I almost bought tickets. It was $900. It would have been like almost $1,100 with the fees and all that stuff, which is nothing. Yeah, one ticket. There's not. It's like somewhere. I probably would have been standing on top of the blimp that's recording the game or something. That's how high up it was. Standing room only. I probably should have bought the ticket, even though they lost in a heartbreaking fashion, because it was a hell of a game. It was a hell of a Game 7.
Because not to sound like a baller, but like a Game 7 and any type of final, that's like a historic sports event. Like, less than $1,000. That's not bad.
I didn't feel like giving up $1,100.
I have a similar like a FOMO moment when I was in Barcelona. That was when Barcelona came back against PSG. I was in Barcelona and I was like, they were like, we were buying tickets to some shit. We were like at some information thing, like, oh, we have tickets to the game tonight, because nobody thought, you know what I mean? It was like 3-0 or 4-0 on aggregate. Yeah, it was like, no, there's no way. It was like 4-0. I was like, I was like, nah. They were like, I don't remember how much they were. They were might have been like $250. You know what I mean? They weren't cheap or something, like $150. It wasn't cheap. I was like, nah, like the game's kind of over. Then like
$150 on regular season games.
Yeah, I'm watching and I'm like, oh, we could have been there. Oh, we could have fucking been there. And then the whole state, the whole country comes out of Barcelona, because that's what they consider themselves, and they're fucking out there partying. And I could have been in that stadium. Crazy shit.
One
Crazy
of the greatest comebacks of all time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the greatest comeback, probably the greatest comeback ever. But yeah, so yeah, I think if the Dolphins ever make it, or if the Hurricanes ever make it to a national title, I'll be there. I'll fucking be there without a doubt. More Hurricanes than Dolphins though. And I'm glad, real quick, we'll end it with this. I'm glad they stopped it with the chain shit. I'm glad they stopped
I like the turnover chain. I mean, I understand that it gets to a point where it becomes like, you're right, like it becomes like a joke because you no longer are good. But like when you're good, it's fun. Like
when you're good, it's fun.
The Knicks, at the beginning of this year, they started with that stupid Bing Bong shit. It was pissing me off. And now, and I hear Bing Bong, I laugh because now they look like idiots.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what, like, you can't wear a turnover chain and lose to FIU. You can't wear a turnover chain and not score against Louisiana Tech. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't barely beat Appalachian State. These are real universities that nobody's ever heard of. You know what I mean? Like, you can lose to Alabama. That's fine. But you can't lose to no-name schools or struggle and then be celebrating when you're down 4 touchdowns. Like when they had the turnover against Alabama. You can't do that. That showed that, like, no. I'm all set. So I'm glad they did that shit. All right, guys. I got nothing else, man. You got something else for the people?
Nah, tune in to professional pillow fighting. It's like a thing now. So go check it out.
That's a real thing?
Yes, sir.
There's like teams and shit?
It's fightpfp.com or something. It's like a thing. It looks like an octagon. They got a pillow. They start whacking the shit out of each other.
That's insane, bro.
I want to form a team.
All right, Jay, you got anything else for the people, man?
Yeah, I'm going to do something a little bit more constructive. Hey, if you like the show, go ahead and head over to YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, subscribe, try to help us out with that algorithm. And if you're in the Cleveland area, how many people are on that professional pillow fighting team? Is it 5 on 5? I need 4 more people to join the team.
It's 1-on-1. It's 1-on-1.
Oh,
like 1-on-1?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to see you in the octagon then.
I'll bring my goose down. Holla at me. All right, guys. We got nothing else, man. Peace out.